Hello to all astrology enthusiasts. In this video, we discuss the full moon, which will occur today, August 19th at 2025, our time. And the full moon will occur in Aquarius at 27 to 28 degrees. We will summarize the period from February 9th, 2024 for 2024. Before we look at the details of this full moon, let me remind you that on my channel you can watch videos in different languages and choose any option that suits you best. I would also like to remind you about the structure of the forecasts that I make on my channel for you. First, we start by examining the general characteristics of the astrological event. Next, we look at the zodiac signs in which this astrological event occurs. Review the rulers and also examine the aspects in detail. However, I want to remind you that aspects affect your life only when they synchronize with the indicators of your natal chart. In any other case, do not attribute their effects to yourself. And as the final stage of any forecast, we consider the actions of the astrological event in a specific house of the horoscope for a specific zodiac sign. Let me remind you that the full moon is the phase of the moon when the sun and the moon are in opposition, 180 degrees directly opposite each other, and it is the moment of maximum illumination of the moon. What does this mean for us? What does this symbolize in our lives? Firstly, it is a culmination. It is necessarily some kind of completion, clarity, or realization of something. And during the full moon, we always experience the completion of some cycle, project, or situation that was started during the new moon, which in this case is the period from February 9th. This is the time when the results of our actions appear and we can see the fruits of our labor. Moreover, during the full moon, we always experience realization, meaning that the moon illuminates the dark corners of our subconscious and helps us to become aware of something that was previously hidden from us. And this is the time when the results of both our thoughts and our actions manifest. And this is a period when we can gain some insights, revelations, and a general understanding of the situation in a new light. Additionally, during the full moon, we always experience such an intensity of emotions, meaning our emotions and sensitivity are heightened. We may experience some emotional outbursts, there may be conflicts, and there may also be deep internal experiences. That is, this is a time when we feel more emotionally vulnerable, but at the same time, during the full moon, our intuition is always heightened. Now let's consider how the full moon in the zodiac sign of Aquarius works. Well, first of all, Aquarius is a sign associated with originality, innovation, freedom, independence, and significant social changes. Naturally, during this full moon, themes of freedom and independence will be raised, meaning it is a time when there is a need to break free from certain limitations and traditions that no longer serve us. During this full moon, there may be a desire to review some old approaches, implement something new, and introduce something more into your life. Additionally, the theme of innovation and originality is present. The full moon in Aquarius enhances our inclination towards experiments, unconventional solutions, and thinking. And this is a great time when we, working on our projects, for example, use a more creative approach and some technological solutions. By the way, considering that we are concluding the period from February 9th, perhaps during this time you have been using innovations and technologies in your projects, and now you can already see the results. Additionally, the theme of social creation and collective efforts is being activated. This symbolically represents the 11th house, which is large communities, a large number of people. When we participate in some kind of teamwork for the sake of some big goals, and these goals are aimed at supporting a very large number of people, and the full moon in this sign will emphasize the importance of social justice and social participation, particularly in group projects and social movements. And this full moon may also bring unexpected changes, shifts, and some turn of events in life, especially in those areas where renewal is needed. This is a time when unexpected opportunities, new connections, acquaintances, and friendships may arise in the 11th house of the horoscope. It depends on the indicators of your natal chart. What else is important to consider during this full moon? Of course, the ruler. The ruler of this full moon is the planet of unpredictability, surprises, and everything new. The planet Uranus, which guides our lives. Very large volumes of cosmic energies. That is, this planet symbolizes higher powers for us. In fact, these are energies that we cannot control. They are so unexpected, they are so spontaneous, that it is simply beyond our power to control these energies. Therefore, the Aquarius full moon is quite powerful, and it is important to consider that Uranus is currently in Taurus, creating a very unique combination of energies that connect everything new and innovative, everything sudden, that is, some sudden changes. And at the same time, Taurus is about materiality, meaning issues of material stability, our resilience, and of course the main themes of Uranus in Taurus are precisely some radical changes in the material aspects of our lives. That is, Uranus in Taurus brings surprises and changes in the realm of finances, property, and our values. And these can be very sudden changes specifically in the material situation. These could be unexpected expenses, unexpected and surprising income, some new and innovative ways of earning, new and effective ways of managing your resources. Additionally, Uranus brings the theme of innovation specifically to sustainable systems. This can pertain to the professional sphere, business and startups, and personal life, personal relationships. That is, Taurus is a sign that prefers stability and predictability, but under the influence of Uranus, he may embrace innovations in areas such as agriculture, ecology, finance, and technology. And all of this may be related to the implementation of new technologies in some traditional industries. This is if we are talking on such a large scale. And here it is very beneficial to reconsider some habitual approaches, specifically in the accumulation and use of resources. Uranus also activates our need for freedom, specifically within the framework of our material stability. That is, we need freedom of action, specifically regarding matters of finances, property, and generally in finding new ways to ensure our material stability, and also Uranus can bring very unexpected twists, specifically in our value system as individuals. It is also important to consider that during the full moon, we always make some important decisions and let go of something in our lives. And this is a time when we not only realize, but can also clarify our goals, our tasks in life, complete something, and get rid of certain habits, relationships, and beliefs, everything that is no longer relevant to us. And here it is important to consider the indicators of your natal chart, in which area of life the full moon occurs for you. In this case, we have the full moon in Aquarius until September 3rd, 2024. And these 2 weeks are absolutely perfect for completions and revelations. Right now it started raining, but we continue to consider the full moon in Aquarius. And I want to note that the co-ruler of this full moon is Saturn, and Saturn is currently in retrograde in the zodiac sign of Pisces. And of course, retrograde Saturn will play a very significant key role in this full moon. That is, it will make us reconsider our spiritual, emotional, and physical structures, because Saturn in Pisces emphasizes this focus to reevaluate and reconsider and rethink any structures in our lives, especially those related to spiritual beliefs, our emotional boundaries, and our intuition. And of course, in its retrograde phase, Saturn demands very deep work from us. It is very important here, with the involvement of Saturn, to reconsider our limitations in reality and get rid of illusions, because Pisces are just prone to dreams and illusions. Yes, Pisces is ruled by Neptune, but Saturn, retrograde Saturn in Pisces, helps to identify and destroy these illusions, confronting us with reality. And be sure to share in the comments how this full moon is working in your life and how this retrograde Saturn is manifesting in your life situations. Additionally, Saturn gives us karmic cleansing. Firstly, it pushes us out of our comfort zone and forces us to renew something while it is in retrograde. It will remain in retrograde until November. And of course, we are currently undergoing significant karmic cleansing, meaning we are completing certain karmic lessons that require us to purify ourselves. This can pertain to personal life, professional activities, relationships, and our self-development. Retrograde Saturn will allow us to reconsider some of our past decisions and correct some mistakes. In other words, this is an opportunity for a reset, although Saturn is quite strict. And of course, all the situations that will occur until November are quite tough and require humility and patience from us. And we really need to stand firm and work on our structures in life. We had a good downpour. Nevertheless, we continue a bit. Full moon in Aquarius, probably the effect of Uranus. The weather changed so suddenly. So the full moon in Aquarius is also symbolically the 11th house of the horoscope. And naturally, these are our friendships. This is our collective activity. This is participation in large-scale events and activities. Themes of friendship, themes of social connections, themes of long-term life goals. All of this brings the 11th house of the horoscope to the forefront. For us, that is, here you can see in essence the overall result of the development and growth of your various friendships, essentially. Perhaps during this period since the new moon. You have met like-minded individuals who have supported your projects, initiatives, business, or startup, and now you can review the results of this interaction. This is sponsorship support according to the 11th house of the horoscope. Maybe 6 months ago you started a project and now you can review the interactions with your sponsors and patrons, or perhaps you will finally find them right now during the full moon. The theme of cooperation is at the forefront, the theme of our big goals for the future, our dreams, ideals, and innovations for the future. How else can this aspect manifest in our lives? Well, of course, it is an internal conflict between our reason and our intuition. Because, let me remind you, Gemini is the sign of intellect, the sign of thinking, logic, communication, and any intellectual processes. And Pisces govern our intuition, our emotions, our spiritual experiences. And of course, the square creates a conflict situation between these cognitive processes of ours. And here, it is very important to listen to your intuition while also hearing your logic, thus finding a balance between these contradictions. We will also have the opposition of the North Node, which is in Aries, with the Black Moon in Libra, and Lilith, which is in Libra. And these energies will bring tension between our aspirations, our striving for independence, for personal growth. This is our North Node, yes, the node of the future. And our hidden deep emotions, some shadow aspects related to relationships and the harmony of our lives. This is how the view in Libra works. And this aspect will emphasize the necessity to balance our personal needs and aspirations and ambitions in our lives and desires with these internal personal conflicts and goals related to the Black Moon. And what are the main energies of this aspect? Of course, the conflict between independence, personal independence, and partnership. Of course, this is the definition of some shadowy, hidden aspects in personal and partnership relationships. Of course, this is a rethinking of our overall harmony, personal harmony, and such social justice. Aquarius is the sign of large masses of people. Also, charitable and volunteer initiatives are associated with the 11th house. Perhaps you have done something similar in the past 6 months and are now seeing the fruits of your efforts. In addition, it is very important to pay attention to the background aspects that will be at work during this full moon in Aquarius. First of all, we have a square of Jupiter in Gemini and retrograde Saturn in Pisces in the sky. It is converging, meaning it is gaining strength and will culminate. And what do the energies of this aspect provide? Well, first of all, it's a conflict between expansion, scaling, and some limitations. That is, Jupiter in Gemini pulls us, directs us towards the expansion of knowledge, communication, and the search for new opportunities. And retrograde Saturn in Pisces emphasizes the need to conduct such an internal analysis, work with your past, and correct some old mistakes. Naturally, there is a sense of conflict, as if every step forward is accompanied by some resistance, delays, and obstacles. Here, contradictions may arise between our ideals and our reality. As I have already mentioned, Saturn exposes our reality, and it gives us a very deep understanding of the structures of our lives. Jupiter in Gemini strives for expanding horizons and optimism, and of course this will conflict with retrograde Saturn. Also during the Aquarius full moon, we have another disharmonious aspect at play in the conjunction of the black moon, Lilith, with the south node. This means that we are currently experiencing a very strong and powerful activation of past experiences, and this aspect gives us very complex and deep energies that cause internal conflicts and questions related to our past, our karmic lessons, and the shadows of our personality. And here it will all manifest in relationships, in partnerships, because Lilith is in Libra, and Libra is precisely associated with any type of relationship, with balance in relationships, with such equal interaction. And the South Node will certainly point to certain karmic patterns and our past experiences from which we need to move away. Considering that Lilith activates our shadow sides of the personality, there will certainly be a very powerful struggle here. Be sure to share in the comments how this aspect is working for you right now, what is returning from a past life, what experiences have come back to you, what relationships are returning to you. That is, this compound also activates the issue of dependency. These can be various dependencies, including financial, psychological, and emotional. That is, real light can now bring to the surface some unconscious and subconscious behavior patterns that are related to past traumas and situations where you felt dependent on other people, in fact. And naturally, some fears and past mistakes may come to the surface here. There is a very strong internal struggle and liberation from the past. And three more important aspects are at play for this full moon in Aquarius. First, there is the square of Venus with Mars in Gemini. And this aspect gives us tension between our pursuit of harmony, a detailed, stable approach to life, and the desire for variety, the desire for change. Because Mars in Gemini is very active, it wants a lot of communication, movement, and action. And this aspect can often cause conflicts and disagreements in relationships, especially in matters concerning our emotional and physical needs. That is, situations may require active problem solving related specifically to misunderstandings, lack of communication, and generally different approaches to resolving certain situations and joint matters. Here, financial decisions may indeed encounter some unexpected obstacles, and it will be necessary to be very flexible. Reconsider some of your plans, but overall, this time may be filled with very dynamic energies, dynamic changes, and it will be necessary to find compromises in order to maintain harmony in relationships. Another harmonious aspect is Uranus in Taurus with a trine to retro Pluto in Aquarius. It will bring very positive, harmonious energies that will specifically contribute to deep personal changes and the introduction of something new into your life, especially in matters of finance, material values, and personal transformations. Pluto always brings us deep personal changes. This aspect may activate new, unexpected ideas and solutions, which will lead to changes specifically in the financial sphere of your life. During this time, opportunities may arise that will allow you to overcome some old limitations, get rid of something old, and introduce something new into your life. This is especially relevant to the material side of life. And another aspect is the trine of retro Mercury in Leo with Chiron, which is located in Aries. And Chiron is our theme of healing. This is a story of healing certain situations, wounds and traumas in our lives. And here, this aspect activates deep processes of interpersonal healing and reassessment of personal beliefs related to our self-expression and the theme of leadership in our lives. And this aspect will contribute to the realization and working through of some old emotional wounds and traumas, as I mentioned, which are primarily related to ourself and our ability to present ourselves to the world confidently with a leadership position. The aspect will provide supportive energies to analyze, identify some of your weaknesses, and discover something new within yourself and in your self-expression. Therefore, it is a very good period with very good aspects that will help you reassess your personality, your life, your self-expression, and your potential. Be sure to use these energies to your advantage. And now let's consider the forecast for each zodiac sign and how the full moon in Aquarius will work for you. See the full moon Aquarius activate your third house of the horoscope, and this includes all types of communications, all types of interactions, communication, as well as documents, news, paperwork, calls, short trips, and relationships with siblings. And this is the time to reevaluate or conduct in principle an analysis and assessment of these areas of life. That is, the full moon will help you clarify something, to complete something, identify and bring clarity regarding your communication style, behavior, and ways of obtaining information. You may realize which communication channels work to your advantage and which need improvement if this is relevant to your work, for example. Here, the topics of education and learning will come to the forefront. This full moon will help you analyze your educational goals, tasks, and interests. You might want to start some new educational projects or complete current ones, finish some study plans. It is good to analyze short trips here. Maybe you have traveled somewhere and it has broadened your horizons. It is also very good here, indeed, in principle, to plan short trips and develop routes. Interaction with brothers, sisters, neighbors, and colleagues is going very well. And it is generally good for you to exchange various ideas, news, communicate a lot, and interact frequently in the third house, and work with documents, organize and manage various documents, because the full moon brings us clarity and completion. To work with the energy of this full moon, evaluate your overall communication with the people around you and pay attention to it. Be sure to work on your study plans, determine what knowledge and skills you still need to acquire, and identify the ways in which you can obtain them. Plan trips, interact a lot, and resolve any conflicts with brothers and sisters. With neighbors if relevant to you, and in general, develop your network of contacts through the third house via communication. I wish you success. Subscribe, like, share this video. See you. Bye-bye.